You're watching On Demand. Please check the closing time before trying to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Today on your Loose Women Live, it's Ruth Langsford, Brenda Edwards, Colleen Nolan, and Janet Street Porter.
What's happened? Someone put a shilling in the meter. Hello. Welcome. Thank you very much. That's a lovely welcome. Welcome to you at home as well. Lovely to have your company for this, the first Loose Women of the week. Now, coming up, it is the story which has shocked us all. A serial killer nurse, Lucy Letby, is set to be sentenced as we speak. We'll be giving you all the latest. And as friends and family members maintain her innocence, we're going to be asking whether you can ever truly know someone. Also, Tyson Fury was seen delivering big punches and even bigger promises in his hit new series. But just how important is it for someone to stick to their word? And how do you deal with a recurring over-promiser? And one look from her is enough to send anyone running for the hills. But what happened when Janet came face to face with a whole group of Janets?
Yes. But the minute they start running, they're going to be swallowing the teeth, the wigs are going to fall off, and I don't know about all the fake breasts. We'll have to see how it goes.
Love it. Cannot wait to see that. And actually, if you know anyone who's got an uncanny resemblance to Janet, or any of us, actually...
Tell me you were saying this earlier!
Oh, any of us, Janet. Not just you, any of us, because it is quite amusing, isn't it? If you meet lots of Janets and things... Maybe we've got doppelgangers out there. We'd love to see your pictures, whether it's Janet, Colleen, Brenda,
about
me.
that one, Ruth.
Yes,
I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Kept that quiet, didn't
Just
you,
thought I'd
eh?
throw it out there. OK. Well, we weren't quite watching the football on Sunday. We're screaming and cheering. Yeah, the Women's World Cup final. 14 million people tuned in to watch the match, which saw our Lionesses sadly lose 1-0 to Spain. I know, absolutely gutted for them. The first time the England women or men's team have reached a Football World Cup final since 1966. So we are so proud of you, ladies. You saw the tears, and it's just heart-wrenching seeing them. Started their journey home. A heartwarming moment, actually. The Lionesses were applauded through Sydney Airport by passengers. There they are, and you know, they're taking all the applause, but must be a long journey home when you've been defeated, and they got so close. Now, I don't want to point any fingers, but last week we did have a conversation where Colleen said every time she watches a match where she wants people to win, they don't win. And so we said to her, maybe you shouldn't watch the World Cup final, Colleen, we said to you. And...
Do you know how many messages I got before Sunday?
Get in the kitchen.
Everyone messaged me going, I hope you're in your kitchen, I hope you're out, please don't watch the match.
So, come on, truth
So the truth is, I did start to watch it. Oh, come on. Actually, I made a little video about it. I filmed it, because I thought they won't believe me what I'm doing here, because it was quite astounding what I did to try and debunk the myth of me being... So I sat there pretending I was supporting Spain.
No!
I thought...
Reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology. And I'm like... Come on, Spain. In my heart and my head, it's going, you know you want England to win. Anyway, I couldn't stand it, so I ended up going out to the kitchen. As soon as they scored one, I thought, I'm off. And I went out. I actually
So when you said, come on, Spain, and they scored, you thought, this isn't working?
No, I thought, this isn't working. I'm actually a good luck charm for other countries. So I then decided not to watch, and I went in the kitchen.
Have we got Colleen's footage just to prove? This is her little diary of a football final.
I feel like an omen. So I can't watch them, because I feel if I watch them, then they definitely won't win, because it just happens to me. So I came up with a great plan. Look what I'm wearing. Come on, England! I mean, come on, Spain! I don't know if it's good watching it on my own. Actually, it is, I think. I know I'm meant to be supporting Spain. And then they won't win, but oh God. Get off, you moron. Get off the field. Even the dog's nervous, look. Keep the sock. I can't sit here and do this at the same time. I'm actually going to be sick. At least the omen's lifted. I didn't watch the second half. I sat in my kitchen, so you can't blame me. But here's the thing. Spanish shirt. Going cheap. Or... that's it, guys.
We can't blame you. I loved watching it. You know, lots of commentators and things saying, well, Spain played the better match. But, you know, they all played fantastically well. And actually, in terms of promoting women's football generally around the world, Janet, you couldn't have had a better
Well,
platform.
in terms of promoting Britain as well, which is why it's so shocking that Rishi Sunak just went down the pub. Yeah. Prince William sent that wet video. I mean, and there was Queen Letizia of Spain in a red trouser suit, giving it a roar. And what did we have? Empty seat.
I was actually really disappointed that he wasn't there.
Yeah,
He's president of the FA.
Or somebody there.
So, is anybody? We had
I think James Cleverly, Foreign Office.
Who said he doesn't know anything about football?
Yeah, it's absolutely pathetic because the most important thing about that game, yeah, I was disappointed that we didn't win, but what a great advertisement for women, empowering women, empowering young girls. You saw all over the country the coverage of women watching football together, screaming their heads off. Sure, there were guys along as well, but the overarching thing was women and girls of all ages having a fantastic day out, and all right, they were upset at the end, but it was most wonderful.
And the fact we got to a World Cup final, that was so exciting. You know, the fact is we got there.
And football's still not compulsory or not offered in so many schools. And I think what must come out of this is that the government can see the benefits, the sheer mental and physical benefits of offering girls the opportunity to play football in their schools if they want to.
That girls often give up sport. They get to a certain age and they go, oh, I don't want to look hot and sweaty. I've got to look nice. And then you watch these amazing... Not that they didn't look great, but, you know, they're not there thinking about their hair, their makeup. They think they are athletes. They want to win. They're on that pitch. It's teamwork. I mean, I think that's a great advert for sport in general.
No, absolutely it was. And I was screaming my head off. We were getting ready for the matinee show, and everybody was like, "You're already warmed up," because I was literally screaming, "Come on, come on, come on, England!" But you're speaking about disappointment. The only thing that I kind of found disappointing was some of the commentary was a little bit negative, even from the start. If it's like, as soon as well, they're not going to come back, and I just wanted to feel everybody was behind. And I thought that they could just put that out there to be a bit more positive.
Now there is talk. I said the Lionesses are on their way back. There is talk about having a celebration parade. Seems to be mixed feelings on this one. Some people are saying, but they didn't win. And other people are saying, yeah, but look at what they've done and how far they got. Do you think they should have a parade when they're back?
I think they deserve a parade. I think we have bank holidays for all sorts of reasons, usually royal reasons, political reasons. Now we should have a bank holiday for the Lionesses and a massive parade. We can all wear our England shirts and celebrate together.
I'm surprised to hear that coming from you, actually, because I'm a bit conflicted with this one, because my heart says, yes, they're amazing, let's celebrate them, let's celebrate women, not just in football, but in sport generally. Look what they've done for showing girls, like, you can do anything you want to do. However, they didn't win. And those parades are winners' parades. And you have really surprised me today, because I would have thought, you know, first is first and second's nowhere, particularly in sport.
Yes.
So that's what they say. It's brutal. It's brutal.
I know, but when you look at the fact that they're competing, that women were banned from playing football for 52 years, it's ridiculous that we don't honour. This is an amazing achievement, whichever way.
Well, in actual fact, in some respects, they did win because they got us there.
Yes.
And we've not been there since, what, 66 or something. So for me, that should be celebrated, because every other tournament I watch, I think, well, we might get to the semis.
Brenda, yes or no?
Yeah, I think it's a bit double standardy because, you know, we're here and we always talk about equality for women and equality for this and equality for that, and then you're literally trying to move the goalpost because if it was the blokes, there wouldn't be a parade.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Well, maybe we shouldn't call it a winners' parade, just a celebration parade.
celebration
maybe.
I don't know why
That's
we're
different.
talking about equality, Brenda, when
Oh.
women are the superior sex.
Yeah, but Janet, you literally cannot move the goalpost just when it suits you. You literally can't.
We did ask you, should the Lionesses have a celebration parade? We haven't called it a winners' parade, and 67% of you said yes, they should. 33 no. So thank you very much for getting involved with that. And again, you know, Lionesses, we think you're fantastic. And I have to say, the goalkeeper, Sweary Mary, they're calling her now. I thought she was absolutely extraordinary. It could have
Phenomenal.
been a lot. Well, look at that.
Yeah.
Saved that penalty. She was amazing.
She saved
Mary
it.
Queen of Stops. Well done. Well done to all of you ladies. Maybe come on Loose Women and see us when you get back.
Yeah.
OK, we must take a break now. After that, Van Dyke Janet has been on the run with a lot of other Janets. There they all are. Also, today, as sentencing takes place for serial killer nurse Lucy Letby, we will be giving you all the latest news and reacting live to the shocking story, doing that right after this. Thank you very much. Welcome back to Loose Women, and still to come, it's baffling, it's boozy, and it's utterly bonkers. Find out why Janet's been on the run with that lot. And from running to exploring, would you join the Loch Ness Monster Hunt? It's going to be the biggest one for 50 years, apparently. We're deciding which one of us should go. Before we do any of that, competition time, your chance to win a massive £90,000. Very good. Wooing and waving. Yeah, I love it. The lines close at the end of the week. Georgina Burnett has all the details for you.
Hello from Caravanserai at Camp Festival, where everybody's in a party spirit. And boy, have I got something for you to party about.
Yes, there is a massive £90,000 in totally tax-free cash, which could be all yours. That is a huge amount of money, and you could be dancing all the way to the bank.
It's thirsty work, all this dancing. I'm in need of refreshment. And imagine how refreshing it would be to see all those zeros in your bank account. Imagine all the fun that you and your family could have and all the memories you could make. Thank you. Cheers.
That's like getting an extra £7,500 in your bank account every month for an entire year.
You could be our next big winner. Just one text or one call is all it takes. So what are you waiting for? Get your entry in.
For another chance to win, text cash to 83123. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068783123. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY29 PO Box 7558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday, 25th of August at 3 p.m. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Georgina. Now, Nurse Lucy Letby, the most prolific child serial killer in modern British history, did not appear in the dock at her sentencing earlier today, meaning she avoided listening to victim impact statements from the families of the babies she murdered and harmed. Letby is expected to be handed a rare whole life order, meaning that she will spend the rest of her life behind bars. Sentencing is happening as we speak. She's not there. The 33-year-old was found guilty on Friday of murdering 7 infants and attempting to murder 6 others when she was working on the neonatal unit at the Countess of Chester Hospital in Cheshire. Such a shocking case, Janet. Before we talk about the case, what do you think about her not appearing for her sentencing? This is almost becoming a bit of a trend now.
Yes, it is. And there's a bill going through Parliament at the moment, the Victims and Prisoners Bill, which is aiming to give victims more rights and more say in how things are conducted. And it could be amended to force people who are found guilty to appear in the dock, but that hasn't happened yet. So the government's also considering a proposal that if someone who's found guilty for serious crimes like this doesn't appear to be sentenced in person, that their sentence should be lengthened, made more serious. But actually, her sentence is
for getting a full life
anyway.
Sentence,
it doesn't matter for
I suppose at that point she's not going to care, is she?
What bothers me is that we don't understand her mental state, and in fact, right throughout all the description of these proceedings, the police have admitted that she did not go through psychological assessment, so they don't know, you know, what mental condition, or if there is a mental condition that she might be suffering from that might offer some explanation. But the thing is, recently there were a couple of men found guilty of a crime in court, and they appeared in the dock for their sentencing and laughed all the way through it, causing huge distress to the victims' families.
Well, some of the victims' families here described her refusal to appear as one final act of wickedness from a coward. I believe even the Prime Minister has called her a coward. However, Brenda, I understand that those families feel very passionate about reading their victim statements. But if this goes forward and that bill is passed, how do you physically make somebody attend, come into the dock? So if they still, even if that bill is passed and it becomes law, if they say, I'm not coming, would you physically drag them?
You drag them to quick and agreement. For me, at the end of it's called a victim impact statement. The impact of not having that person there to, even if they are going to, you know, do something that would be even worse, for the victims, that's, you know, it's not, you're never going to get a form of closure because of what's happened and these children that are involved in it. And I think it's giving more weight and strength to the perpetrator by not enforcing that, and it's giving her control over something that she's had control over, and taken all that control from those parents, give them that one right to have control over something to do with their children.
Yeah.
Drag that kicking and screaming.
I mean, some people say, Colleen, that if you drag them kicking and screaming, if she makes a scene, or any prisoner in the dock, they make a scene, is that more upsetting sometimes for the families?
Well, if I was reading a statement out about what she'd done, if it was my child, and I saw one tiny smirk on her face, or her just looking around like she didn't care, I mean, they would have to arrest me, because I would do everything I could to get to her. I think if they're not going to appear in the dock to listen, they should be made to sit in a room with speakers. Somehow they should be made to listen. Whether it's in front or not, they should be in a room and you're going to listen.
Absolutely.
The judge has actually said that if she doesn't appear, which she hasn't, that she should be given copies of the victim statements. But then,
well, read them. No, she needs to hear it.
I mean, I was reading one of her school friends who stood by her. She said, unless Lucy turned around and said, I'm guilty, I will never believe that she's guilty. We know she couldn't have done anything that she's been accused of.
Notes in her
It is the most out-of-character accusation. Think of your most kind, gentle, soft friend and think that they're being accused of harming babies. I feel for her friends, and this is obviously a very close friend, her poor family, because...
Yeah. They're all victims.
They must be in shock. You don't want to believe that of your child. They're all victims.
They are. The family are,
yeah.
and friends are, because it must be so shocking. But her friend saying that, I mean, in one thing I read here, you know, she'd written a number of notes that were discovered saying, I don't deserve to live. I kill them on purpose because I'm not good enough to care for them. I'm a horrible, evil person. I'm evil. I did this. These were notes they found in her room. So her friend not believing
an issue of mental health?
Well, yes, but also they couldn't prove
what she's
done. They had to go through such a long and extensive and painful process, the police, because the notes in themselves aren't proof that she actually did it. They're just, you know, the rantings of someone who might be mentally unstable. I think what I draw from this case is the absolutely difficult position that the doctors, the paediatricians were placed in when one after another they complained to their management and they were given the knockback. And those 3 senior managers at that hospital, one retired, one took a job somewhere else, and I've just heard today that the nursing director during this whole case, Alison Kelly, the nursing director of that hospital, moved to another job, but today she has been suspended because of...
I think so many people have found that shocking, Brenda, haven't they? That you go... You know, it's a neonatal unit. Sadly, babies die. But you would think, we'd all assume, I would, that there's a process when one baby dies. It's the cases looked at, who was there, what did it die from. You know, number 2, number 3... I mean, the statistics of the number of deaths
In 1 year, the deaths were up 400%, and still the management were brushing it under the carpet.
And she was alone.
She was alone. I'm wondering if there should be cameras that are installed so that you can monitor things like that in children's units. But it is really disgusting.
Or not have certain procedures administered by one nurse at a time. But what I will say is that doctors and medical consultants have the General Medical Council that they are accountable to, and if any doctor is thought to be not performing their job properly or up to standard, they are reported to the General Medical Council. Who reports all these hospital managers? Who is in charge of them?
Well, I said that the sentencing is actually happening as we speak, so if we hear about that in our airtime, we will obviously let you know. But the latest news is that Lucy Letby has not appeared in the dock to hear her sentencing. OK, still to come, it really will be the most random thing that you will see all day. Janet visits the group that have dedicated a fun run to our loose legend. Which one is which? I mean, it's hard to tell, isn't it? Talking of legends, from the Loch Ness Monster to aliens among us, we're talking all things supernatural. Would you dare to try and track down a mythical creature? See you after this. Over the hill, is it a monster? Or even worse, is it Janet Street Porter? Yeah, find out why Janet has been telling people to jog on a bit later. Talking of monsters, actually, would you go on a Loch Ness monster hunt? Now, the biggest hunt for 50 years is happening soon, and apparently people are doing that. They've got Supernatural Showdown. We're going to be talking about would we, wouldn't we? Who would we say? Would you go? Oh, mixed, it's mixed. Find out which one of us is keen and why most of us are steering well clear. First, though, we have been nominated for a National Television Award. We're very, very pleased. So we're celebrating with some of our funniest throwback moments of the year, and one which caused a lot of attention was a certain confession from Colin Nolan.
No. You know what the problem is with me? Because I want to wear lovely summer dresses now. You know, the summer's here, I want to be in dress. I'm always in trousers, I wear dresses. Blooming heck, I get chub rub. It's really painful. It's friction on my thigh. I really envy people with thigh gap at this time of the year. They don't know what I'm talking about. They don't know what I'm talking about. But with me, it's chub rub. I don't like it.
No, I do know what you're talking about. Things get sweaty.
Oh, it's like that. It's friction. Honestly, really I could start a fire.
Start a fire. See, hear it all on this show. If you want more chub rub chat, then head to the NTA website.
It's a thing.
Please, 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 and cast your vote. We would love to be up on that stage collecting an award for once. Today, Netflix newest fly-on-the-wall series, At Home with the Furies, follows heavyweight boxing champion of the world, Tyson Fury, and his wife, Paris, as they try to juggle life with their 6 children. There's a particular scene which features Tyson's dad, John, that's got a lot of people talking. Have a look at this.
Hello? Hello, Dad. Do you want a flight to Pompeii tomorrow? Go on, I'll be ready. Well, let me have a look at flights then.
Go on then, perfect. I'll hold you to it, you know. Don't tell me lies if you're not going, say.
I'm not telling you lies.
You disappear and totally with that without me. I can't believe you picked your dad over me in the first place.
Well, Paris has made it clear she's not happy, so I guess she's coming.
What are you going to do with your dad?
I don't feel guilty that my dad's not going to Pompeii now. I'll pretend the flights are cancelled. He'll never know anything about it.
Travelling nice and light.
Yes, Tice. Right, got some bad news.
Go on.
We're not going. The flights have been cancelled from Manchester.
The flights have been cancelled from Manchester.
Typical, innit?
So we're not going.
Nope.
Well...
He knew it was coming, though, didn't he, his dad? You
I
could
love how
tell.
he says he'll never find out. It's a big old documentary.
He knows now. We were talking... It did get us talking about, you know, it's hard to let people down and how good are you at sticking to promises? Because I think we all know someone, we call them over-promisers, you know, those kind of, oh, yeah, I'll be there, yeah, we'll go, yeah, we'll do that. Do you over-promise, Janet, or...
I promise very little. In fact, when I've got married, I do promise a few things, but I edit it right down in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, my mouth's promising, but my brain's saying not really. So I'm not a big promiser. No, and I never say I'm going to... I hate it when people say they're really going to try and come. That means they're not coming.
Yeah.
I don't make that promise to you, Brenda.
No,
I'm
you
sorry
don't.
I haven't been to any of Brenda's shows. I did
You
go...
have, you did.
I did go to one of your shows.
Yes, you did, yeah. You came to the Panto.
Yeah.
And everybody loved seeing you there. They were really shocked,
And I went
actually.
to White Christmas.
Yes, you did.
And the audience were completely
And they were
shocked.
equally shocked. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice when you don't promise and someone like Janet turns up, because I was even surprised. I was like, everybody said Janet's there, is she?
If you genuinely can promise, and you mean it, you go, I genuinely promise I'll be there,
Yeah.
something terrible happens in your life.
Yeah.
It's when people, you know those, I call them flakies. We've all got a flaky friend,
Yeah.
right? And they go, yeah, let's do that. And in the back of your head, you're thinking, no, they're gonna
Yeah.
happen. I don't think you'd be flaky,
Why don't you just look me in the
Brenda.
eyes, Ruth, and say...
I tried to get you
You're
to come
trying
to
to not
the
make
pictures.
eye contact
In
with
all
me
the
here.
years I've known Colleen, we've only been out once. We were
And that was enough.
I brought my friend Anne, and you went, oh, so you're Janet's nice friend.
Oh, her friend Anne's lovely. She's normal.
Are you an over-promiser or...
No, it's not a promise. But if I say to someone, I'm really going to try and make it, in my head, I'm really going to try and make it. I'm not saying I'm not, really. But I hate... I don't know. I guess it's because I don't want to let anyone down. So if I can, I will. But then, on the other hand, with my family, I'm very honest. If they go, oh, we're doing this at the weekend, why don't you come? And I go, because I don't want to. And they've nowhere to go. They go, OK, see you maybe the weekend after. So I can be honest with my family, but sometimes it is hard because I want to go, but the logistics of me going, and I'm just not a very going out, especially if it's late. I'm just not a very going out person.
There's a lot of excuses coming out now.
Yeah.
I think
All right,
I am
I'm
guilty. I am guilty,
I am a
and
flake.
I feel guilty because I have promised Tanisha that we will go on a mummy-daughter thingy since like a year and a half ago, and I gave her a date, and I couldn't stick to it because work came up, but I did explain to her that work, and she understood. So I've made another date promise, September, once I finish doing what I'm doing at the moment. I've not got an actual date, but I haven't... No, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Well, you're saying it on
If I
national
put a date-
television
Yeah,
now.
I said September. I didn't say a date in September. I just said September. Could be September 2025. That's right.
It's not a situation. It's not a situation. With a very, very, very good friend of mine. She might be watching. You know who you are. And very sadly, her dad passed away. Shush you. Her dad passed away, and she's been clearing out his house. And she'd been to my house on Friday. And for some reason, we started talking about glass. I've got a few pieces of glass, and I said something about how much I love glass, OK? And the next day, she texted me. She went, I'm just finishing up at Dad's, clearing the house, and she went, I've got something for you. Can I pop over? And straight away, I was like, oh, I started to scratch. And I was like, oh... So she's going to bring me something from my dad's house. Say I don't like it, say I don't like it. And I was getting myself in a bit of a tears. Anyway, she arrived. She's gorgeous, my friend. And she had this thing wrapped kind of in a scarf. And she said, I bought this from Dad's. And I went, can I just stop you? You know I love you. You're my friend. If I don't like it, would you mind if I say, I'm really sorry, I don't like it, or would you be horribly offended? And she said, no, of course, that's absolutely fine. I'd rather you were honest. I was like, oh, OK, here we go. Anyway, she took this piece of glass out, which was very nice, just not for me, OK? It was just not for me. And I just took one look and I went, I'm really sorry, it's not for me. And she went, that's absolutely fine. Because I'm sounding harsh, right, but she's a really good friend. She's often at my house. I didn't want to lie to her and go, it's lovely, I love it, and then put it on a shelf and the whole time thinking, I hate that, why have I got that there? It doesn't mean anything to me, it's not sentimental value.
A lot of waffle coming out. A lot of waffle.
Just let me say, as your friend,
yeah,
please always lie.
She said she appreciated my honesty as her friend.
Oh, a lot of
She's
waffle.
slagging you right off.
We've all done it. It makes me feel really bad now. I'm going to text her and say, actually, I loved it. No. OK, well, we're moving on. We're talking about monsters. I mentioned monsters. Would you go on a monster hunt? Got to be very careful how I say that. Yeah, Loch Ness Monster Hunt. The Loch Ness... Stop it. The Loch Ness Centre in Scotland is looking for budding monster hunters, they say, to volunteer in a renewed search effort for the famous mythical creature, and it will be the biggest search for Nessie for over 50 years. So, Brenda, shall I sign you up?
No. I mean, you know, the clue is in the title. Monster.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I've been to the Natural History Museum and it's been so informative and really wonderful and overwhelming to see these massive dinosaurs. And the first thing I think is I'm glad I was not alive then to be running my little feet from those meat-eating monsters. I think let Nessie lie. If she's there, leave her. Don't wake up that sleeping beast.
Why do you think it's a woman?
Look, Nessie. I think that's the woman's name. I don't know.
Every time I've seen a drawing of this item, of this creature, it's got a long neck and a Scottish tam o' shanter.
Yeah, and a hump.
Yeah,
look at it, though. Look at the head.
Yeah.
What the rest is it trailing behind there? Leave it be.
There's nothing in that lot.
You did get the chance to go on a boat.
I got the chance. We went, when I was on Hairspray, we went to Inverness and the cast put on this trip, oh, we're going to go and spot Loch Ness. I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely no. They went, did you find it? No, thank God for that.
I often think that, Cole, you know, when you see those, and see it's like boat trips, and I go, just imagine you were on the boat going, oh, and suddenly this thing looms.
I know, but it's quite exciting.
Oh, would you like to see it?
Well, because I'm intrigued. I'm one of these that go, don't be silly, 50 years, it'll be dead by now if it's been there 50 years. You know, no one's seen it, blah, blah, blah. But it's like everything, isn't it? It's like, I love things that... I'm kind of one of these that it's hard to explain. Like, I love things where it's...
Gullible. That's the word you're looking for.
Thank you, Janet. That's flaky and gullible in less than an hour. No, but I do. It's like when I went to the see the pyramids, you know, which were astounding in themselves, and you stand there going, how did they do this without machinery? Blah. Then you go in the pyramids and there's drawings of spacemen. How did they know about all of that? And spaceships and I'm just intrigued by the unknown. It's like I don't kind of believe, but that's just because I've never seen it.
But you'd like to think there are.
I'd like to think...
But it's too late if you don't believe, and then you get there and you see it, and she got babies, 2 little Loch Ness babies. You're too late, you're gone.
They've had searches of that lot 1972, 1987, and a very, very detailed one in 2018 by an international team that scanned the whole lot.
Yeah, I don't believe
and there's
Loch Ness,
nothing.
This is just based on one person's sighting.
No, there's been lots of sightings.
No, come on, the first person that went out and says, I saw it, what were they drinking? Give me some of that.
Well, why are you scared of it, then?
Yeah, why are you scared?
I'm not scared. I just leave it alone. When something says get out, I'm gone. When something says don't come, I'm gone. Take instruction.
Yeah, but that means you must believe something in there.
You're scared.
I'm not going to... Yeah. You're right. I'm smart.
I'm going to put on a wetsuit and scare the living daylights out.
OK, we have to take another break. After that, it's the moment that we've all been waiting for. Find out what happened when Janet Street Porter came face-to-face with Janet Street Porter, Janet Street Porter and Janet Street Porters. Lots of Janet Street Porters. More on that right after this. to your Monday's Loose Women. Alongside me, Janet Street Porter. It is Janet Street Porter, Janet Street Porter, and Janet Street Porter. Don't worry, you're not going mad. You're not going mad. I just found out what happened when Janet went to a Janet Street Porter fun run. Doing that in just a minute. Please tell me I don't have to do something serious looking like this.
Yeah.
Now, do I? What am I doing? Oh, competition. Yeah, that's all right. For you, how do you fancy winning £90,000 in tax-free cash? Thank you. Georgina Burnett has all the details.
Hello and welcome to Camp Festival. I'm here at the totally bizarre Caravanserai, which is basically a festival within a festival. It's like entering another dimension, frankly. And as you can see, it's incredibly popular. Lots of very happy people. Imagine how happy you would be if you won £90,000 tax-free cash. What would you do with that money? Would you travel? Would you do up the house? Would you maybe buy a caravan? Well, I'll tell you now, you'll need to get a move on, and here are all the details.
For another chance to win, text cash to 83123. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 783123. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY29 PO Box 7558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday, 25th of August at 3 p.m. Good luck.
You could be having the time of your life with that prize, so get your entry in now.
Thank you, Georgina. Now, we're dressed as the one and only Janet Street Porter today for a very special reason. Janet, over to you on this one. I'll let you explain.
Well, I got an email a few months ago from someone called Dave Caudry, who said he belonged to a running club in the south called the Hash House Harriers, and once a year they had a themed run, and they always had to dress up, and it was a fun run, and could they impersonate me? Would I mind? I thought, why not?
Yeah.
40 years ago, I would have gone mental. I hated when Kenny Everett did me. I hated it when Pamela Stevenson did me. I hated it when Mike Yarwood did me. But now, do you know what? I've mellowed. So I went, Dave, do your fun run. I'll turn up and I'll kick it off.
And you did. She turned up.
Yeah, and there were 70 runners. It was
70
amazing.
Janet Street Porters. Think of nightmares. Here it is.
They say imitation is the highest form of flattery, but when I found out that running group the Hash House Harriers were doing a fun run, all dressed as me, I didn't know what to expect.
So we love her. We think she speaks her mind, sometimes gets it wrong, and as you can probably see, we get it wrong in dressing up like this.
She's just a person that's full of fun and excitement, so there was no choice.
He's got a Mohican. You look like Budgerigar. Just talk me through the running order. I see it's on the...
Well, it's complete chaos. Thanks for being such a good sport and putting up with us.
It's a little known fact, but I was actually in a running club myself.
Were you really?
I was in the Spartan Ladies, which was a Fulham running club when I grew up in Fulham.
The run is 4.5 miles.
4.5 miles.
So the walk, you're not doing it.
I'm I'm at a pub. What do you think I'm doing? You lot can do the run, and I'll congratulate the winner, and I'll choose the best Janet. You're all winners! All right. Well, I don't think I've ever interviewed as many people dressed as me before. It's a bit of a weird sensation. Now, the thing about the costumes is they look all right standing around just not running, but the minute they start running, they're going to be swallowing their teeth, the wigs are going to fall off, and I don't know about all the fake breasts. We'll have to see how it goes. Here we go. May the best Janet win. Are you running? Am I running? My running days are over, love. prices are more Elton John than Janet Street Porter. Very good.
You inspired 4 of us. Years ago, you wrote an article about walking the Larapinta Trail.
Yeah, I did it, yeah.
4 of us did it just after you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. What a race. But my favourite, Janet, has got to be the organiser, Dave Caudry. I've got a prize for you, Dave.
Thank you very much.
A loose woman for honouring me with your run.
Thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you. Thank you very much for turning up. It's
well.
really good. Thank you.
It's
not
top
been the
night. I know.
What an honour for those people. And actually, we're very delighted to have Dave, who's the founder of the Hash House Harriers. Where are you, Dave? There's Dave. Dave's wife, Heather's there. Caroline, Jeff. So give us a wave, everybody.
Oh, look.
You look fantastic.
Yeah.
Dave, can I ask you, why Janet? What's inspired you to choose Janet as the theme of your fun run?
It was a very obvious choice. What could be better than a pub full of Janet Street Porters? There's no argument. We proved it.
Yeah.
No argument about it.
I was just intrigued about the bosoms because we weren't sure about where you were getting that from.
You didn't ring me up beforehand for measurements, Dave.
But no, I wanted you to carry on speaking to me, so I didn't.
But you didn't do the run, Janet. Were they disappointed?
Well, no,
Yes.
not... Yeah, all right, they were a bit disappointed. But as they mentioned there, I did do a 110k walk that some of your members did after me. So I can do a long walk, but I'm not running anymore. My running days are over.
Well, listen, we asked for you if there were any of you who thought you were looking like he's for any of us. Janet, Colleen, Brenda, me. Danielle has sent this in. She said, my mum looks like Colleen. Gosh, she does.
Oh, she does?
She said, my dad sings Nolan songs to her and calls her Colleen.
God, loves them.
Yeah. Esme. Where's Esme? Come, here it comes, Esme. Oh, Cole, yes.
Cole, you're popular.
Thanks you. You're popular. Paula was actually here on the Loose Women set.
Oh,
yeah. Do you remember Paula?
I remember Paula.
Who's that then? That's Trisha, sorry. And have we finally got Sarah's picture? Oh, no. It's all going horribly wrong.
That went well. That went really well, didn't it?
Well, all I would say that there are quite a lot of Colleens out there.
Anyone that doesn't think this show is live.
Listen, Hash House Harriers, thank you very much for being with us today. That's it for today. Tomorrow.
Will you stop?
What happened when Line of Duty started? Tommy Jeffett went to Hollywood. Bye. See ya. See ya.